Hi, my name is Natalie Bell and I'm an artist based in Newcastle in a studio complex called Mushroom Notes, and we have about 12 studios full of artists. It's a lovely community, love being there. Ava upstairs is also from the same studios. So, I have a sculptural background actually. I did my degree in sculpture. So my paintings have a very textural quality to them. I score into the paint when I put my first layers on, and I use almost the two different sculptural techniques when I create them. I build them up in layers like you would build a sculpture up, and then I also cut them back again the way you would cut a sculpture back down again, so they kind of go in and out of focus really. Well, as far as where they originate from, I'm kind of the only unknown areas of life seem to be things that you can't see or can't imagine. The only things that you can imagine, things that you can't see. Chemistry and physics and things that were on such a tiny scale that seem to rule everything, but there's no actual way of explaining it all. So these series are actually inspired by kind of like nanorobotics and small, tiny things that could create their own environments and maybe their own landscapes, and how all these little things might interact. And after I did these, and after I created the layers and building them up and building them down, I loved the bits that became really faded in the background, and not actually the bits that I intended to score in and paint at all, but these extra little things began appearing in the background that I never actually intended to paint. It is quite a magical process. You don't know what you're going to get. And so these then inspired the next series of work, which are around the corner, which are much more inspired by things like hormones and other kind of small processes that we don't understand. And they were created by putting a lot of colour on first, literally as quickly as possible, putting a lot of colourful brush strokes on. It's almost a form of selection. I then picked the bits that I like the most and just painted in white paint over and over and over and over the top until, again, you don't know what's going to come out. You just pick your favourite bits and cut it down until you get a composition that really kind of works. So they do have some basis in some kind of exploration for me, but they exist in themselves as something totally different. So I'm quite pleased the way they work together. It's lovely to see them up here in a big collection along the walls. Lovely. So thank you for giving me that opportunity. It's lovely.
Do you use some sort of template to